Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. The deadline now is supposed to be over with for trading in Major League Baseball. We'll tell you what came in at the deadline, when it appears, if anything is major to report. It's Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard, back from vacation. We're live in Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. A lot to get into this hour. Aaron Moore, college football betting guide, is out. He'll join us in 30 minutes. Right now, John Calvecchio joins the show. He is in studio. Follow them on Instagram, Sports Connection Cards there, and he is in studio now from Chicago, where he's there for the National Card Show. Always great to talk to you, my man. How are you?
I'm great, Mitch. Thanks for having me.
So you've been doing the National Card Show for how long?
All week. We got in on Tuesday.
How many years?
11.
And this year was by far and away the biggest?
I never seen anything like it. And it would start, the line, as you'll see in the video, it was wrapped around the building over a mile long. I never saw anything
over
like
a mile?
A mile.
Watch this. Yeah, put this up.
It's unbelievable.
Look at these lines. Yeah.
The one day it was raining, I had a meeting on. It was Saturday. I had a meeting Saturday morning.
Oh, my God.
Look at this.
Oh.
Saturday morning, I had a meeting. It's pouring rain. 8 o'clock in the morning, I had to be there. Would you believe the line was still wrapped around the building?
So what's the cause for this? It gets bigger and bigger every single year.
Yep.
I mean, it was huge when we were younger. It went away for a minute, and then it just came roaring back. What, pandemic?
Yep. What's the cause of it now? What I think is really the marketing is unbelievable. There are some things that Fanatics is doing that are incredible. Their marketing is second to none. And they're doing a great job of bringing new people into the industry. They're also doing a great job of bringing former collectors into the industry. And they're really pulling on your heartstrings with the nostalgia and the memories. And you've got fathers and sons. And I got a great father-son story about a kid that shook me down for a deal. It was unbelievable.
Yes.
It was unreal.
That'd be good. So you told the story of how everything changed when COVID happened. You thought the world was going to end and the business was going to go under, and it was the best thing that happened to card collecting. And when we were doing this as kids, I mean, like the Griffey cards and everyone getting the Beckett guide, those cards were like $50, $100. Now, this Ohtani card went for $12 million, whatever it was. So there are 3 different types of collectors. Can you share that and get into that a little bit now?
Yep. So this is my national recap. And I had some great conversations with people, and the conclusion that I've drawn is there's 3 different types of people that are in this industry. The first is the guy that's been in the business for 20 years, whether it's on the sell side or as a diehard collector, okay? And the values never really mattered to these people. They never really mattered to me. I never thought it could get this big. We just love the thrill of chasing our cards, rare cards of our favorite players. So they're still around. The second bucket is the people who came into the industry post-2020, some left when we had our first correction. And now, since Fanatics has taken over full force, their marketing has brought in more people than I could ever imagine. The third are the people, they're not so great actors. They're people that are cleaning money, for lack of a better term, okay? And what's happening is they're paying insane prices for GOATs. Brady, LeBron, Jordan,
And bragging
Kobe.
about it.
And bragging about
I
it.
overpaid. Who cares? Look at this. I'm on social media. I paid $9 million for a Kobe, whatever.
Yep. And what's happening is you're forcing the people in the first bucket, the true collector, to make a decision. Do I believe this? Do I want to stay in it? Well, for them, the benefit that they have is that all the cards that they've stashed and kept for all these years, they're up at these levels at these crazy prices. So when they're trading, they're not losing any money. They're just trading current value for current value. The people that I'm concerned with are the people in that second bucket. And here's an example. A guy came up to my booth with a whole bunch of graded Jordan and Kobe cards. Nothing crazy. But I didn't realize the value of these. I don't follow the base card market very much. It's just not my thing. But when I was looking up the value of these to make the guy an offer, I was like, holy God, what is going on here? Like a second-year Kobe card, a junk card that was in people's dollar box. It was a $1,300 card. I couldn't believe I was buying this stuff. I made the guy an offer on the stuff. The kids that work with me were like, you're out of your mind. What are you doing buying this? This is junk. I said, I'll bet you guys anything you want. Dinner tonight. You guys pay for my meal or I pay for everyone else if this Kobe doesn't sell in the next 3 hours. They said, you're on. Guess what? The card sold in 10 minutes. I put it out for $1,325. Guy came up to the booth and said, will you take $1,300? He's smiling from ear to ear to have this card. It was a junk card 5 years ago, 10 years ago, so I'm concerned that those people in the middle are going to take a bath when things correct.
Okay, and by the way, so what about people who have not maybe checked their card collection in 3, 4, 5 years? They need to specifically be looking for cards like this now all of a sudden.
Yeah, not only that, not only the GOATs, but now you have set collectors. So you've got guys that are building these really rare sets, and there's really low-numbered cards that could be just thrown in a box, okay? And it might be a guy who's not a big name, Antonio McDyess, Sean Elliott, but it's a rare card and someone needs it, either the player collector or the set collector.
What was the $11 million figure you talked about at the National Card Show?
Yep. Well, the $11 million figure, there was a bounty out for an Ohtani card, a dual autograph. The first guy put a bounty out at $6 million. The next guy put a bounty out at $12 million. The card ended up getting sold for $13 million. What I think what you're talking about is the auction house.
Yes.
That was showing what type of cash advances they had given out.
Okay.
You'll see on the screen here, Alt Collectibles. They're one of many online auction houses. They took in $25 million in consigned cards. That's one of maybe, 10 auction houses that were there. Just start doing some math about the numbers that were transacted at this place. That's just the auction house.
So if they did $25 million and there were 10 there, on average, what do you think they were doing? All of them?
$10 million. $10 million.
So over $100 million.
Oh, God.
No problem.
Easy.
So what was the biggest amount of cash that you saw anybody have on hand?
$1 million. I saw a guy, easy, in the briefcase, $1 million. Minimum. I don't even know what was in he had a wheelie, too. This guy had a private security guard. It was 2 of them. He had his kid there with him. The kid was nagging the father. I want to go. I don't want to stand here. He's waiting in line for PSA. The dad, in a stack of cards like this, gives him a $500,000 Kobe and says, here, get out of here. Go try to sell this. Get away from me. Don't bother me. Kid was 12 years old.
And he's at your stand?
No, he's in line for PSA waiting for his cards. The kid's walking around trying to sell a $500,000 Kobe. He's 12 years old.
Was this the kid who was offered $1.5 million cash and said no?
The kid.
This is the guy?
That's the kid?
This is the kid.
Got offered $1.5 million. He said, no, it's not enough.
For that $500,000 card or for a
Yeah, he
different
thought
card?
it was more. He thought it was more. He wanted more. The dad just gave him the card. He said, go walk around with this. Get away from me. Kid's walking around with one card.
I'm guessing the dad would have taken 1.5 in a split second?
Who knows? These people, they got more money than they know what to do
He had
with.
a briefcase with more than $1 million in it.
Easy.
Okay, tell the story about the 9-year-old.
What happens with sellers is they come up to the booth and they look in your case. And if you have stuff that they have for sale, they start engaging with you. I'm a huge Wemby guy. I've talked about this on every show I've been on. I had some really nice Wembys. Kid and his father come up to the booth with a really nice Wemby downtown second-year card. It's about a $12,000 card. I had just bought one about a half hour earlier for $10,000. The father comes up to the booth. He goes, hey, you interested in this? I said, wow, I just bought one. What are the odds the second one walks up? And the dad looks at me. He says, I need 11 for it. I said, oh, God, I can't pay that. I just paid 10 for my last one. 9-year-old looks me dead in the eye, sticks his hand out, and he says, 10-5 flat. That's my bottom number. You got 30 seconds to decide. Clock starts. Are you kidding me?
What'd you do?
I looked at the dad. My jaw was on the table. I didn't know what to say. I said, I'll make a deal with you. The kid says, the clock's ticking. I said, I'll give your dad 10 as long as he gives you the other 5 to go and do whatever you want with. Dad said, deal, done. How do I say no to this kid?
That was my follow-up. You can't say no to that kid.
How do I say no? The kid's got that much confidence. He's telling an adult, I got 30 seconds. Clock starts.
That's you know what that is? Unbelievable parenting.
Oh, God. And then I looked at the dad, the kid's from Baltimore. I said, what do I got to do to hire this kid? How about next year at the National? Let me get him behind the booth. Send them up to work with me on weekends. I'll teach him what I know. This kid's another weapon, another potential weapon. Unbelievable.
Wow.
That's my floor, or I walk.
That's my floor,
I
or I walk.
So how you have to be 2:30 before we go to break here. But how sharp do you have to be and on your game where people are looking to take advantage of you with what's going on, all these collectors gathered at one spot?
Yeah, big time. So there's certain apps that allow you to look at past sales of cards, okay? But now in this app, not only can you see the past sale, you can see the value that the app is putting on the card. Well, the app is not sharp, right? So you might have a card that's graded a 9 where the value is X, and then you might have that same card graded an 8.5 and the value is X times 1.5. So you'll get these people that have these cards and they'll say, oh, well, look, the value of this is $1,500. Can you give me this? But it's really not the value. They're just leveraging, the app, a mistake on the app. And if you don't do this, that's just a $1,500 card. What if it's a $10,000 card,
Sure.
$15,000 card? Now you're talking about some big mistakes.
Yeah, huge mistakes. By the way, breaking news here as Jeff Passan tweeted out at the buzzer. Have you seen this?
No.
The San Diego Padres made another move. They acquired right-hander Casey Mize from the Tigers. So on the same, again, all this talk, hey, they're going to be sellers. No, they're not.
They won 8 or 9.
Yeah, and earlier,
Timing.
they landed Mize along with Robbie Ray earlier today inside their own division. That's incredible. What are they right now to make?
Former first pick in the draft, Casey Mize.
Already gone. If I'm a Tigers fan, I can't wait to talk to Derek Stevens tomorrow.
Boy, oh boy.
How pissed off, how sick do you have to be about that?
Don't want futures on them anymore.
They emptied the clip.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they got nothing back. The one kid they got from the Dodgers was like 28 years old.
You believe that?
I know.
No.
ESPN gave him a D for a grade. It's like, why was the rush and why was this the return?
Why did the Dodgers?
That too. But that's also where, at that point, I feel bad picking up the phone. I listen, I know you're a great organization, but how much do you need?
Yeah.
Come on.
By the way, rookie cards there for the Dodgers players, probably worth squat, huh?
Yep.
In return that the Tigers got? All right. I want to ask you about what you, like the sports betting conversations that were going on at the National Sports Card Convention, and what can slow this down, if anything. We'll continue with John Calvecchio coming up next here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Incredible stories here. John Calvecchio with us in studio. Follow him on Instagram, Sports Connection Cards there. You're back from the National Card Show in Chicago. You told incredible stories in the first segment. If you missed it, you can always go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast. I would highly recommend the story with the 9-year-old kid. I'm still laughing about that. How much sports betting chatter did you hear when you were there?
Nonstop. There's a casino right down the street. Everybody's there. Rivers Casino. Everybody's there betting. They're just pumping it in. They're going from the show where they're basically gambling on cards to the casino where they're gambling on the tables, or they're funneling the money through the machines or at the window. Football, bet, everything. You name it, they're betting it. Tennis in the morning, baseball all day and night. It's bananas.
I like what you said the last time you were on, how it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Because guys are coming up to the booth to buy cards, and you start to think their logic is that, well, if I'm betting the Bills to win the AFC, well, I should start picking up Josh Allen rookies, because if I lose my Bills to win the AFC bet, I still have the card. And if he does well enough, maybe he wins an MVP. The value of the cards goes up. It covers my bet, and I still had a shot at a season-long sweat.
Is there a rookie card right now in the NFL that's really popular?
Well, all the quarterback, all the big name quarterbacks, Herbert, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, all these guys. The guy who's so undervalued that gets no love in our business is Dak Prescott. Say what you want. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. The guy puts up incredible numbers. Nobody likes his stuff.
Mm-hmm. Nobody likes his stuff in the country.
Nobody likes his stuff. It's so undervalued, it's criminal.
Yeah? Okay.
Ridiculous.
So what do you expect next year at the National in Detroit?
Bigger.
Come on.
Bigger. This is the only way this stops is if we get some sort of government regulation. That's it. Otherwise, the marketing that they're doing is no different than what they're doing.
Okay. Oh, wait a second. So this Ohtani card just goes for 11, 12 million. What? We're going to get 20? How high are these cards going to go? But I guess if the name that we come see all the time is Mr. Wonderful. Kevin O'Leary. But Kevin O'Leary, he bought this, he bought that.
Yeah.
But he's bragging again about I overpaid, I did this. So we were just $20 million, 20, 25. Cards are going to be this. Again, these were worth $200 tops when we were kids in the 80s.
Right.
But these cards are going to be worth $20 million?
Well, he got so aggravated that the guy put out the $6 million bounty. You think he went to 7? Nope. 8? Nope. 12. Hey, he said, yeah. Want to play games? Yeah, let's play games. Come on, you want to put a bounty out? Pull your pants up. Here's $12 million. You want to go higher? I dare you.
So he doubled the number.
Doubled it.
What's he going to, can he sell it for 14? What's he going to do with it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
I wish I knew. I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay, continue.
The value of this stuff, I can't fathom it. I don't understand it.
What can slow it down?
Government regulation, that's it. Nothing
That's the only
else.
thing.
That's the only thing. The marketing is too good. They're roping these people in. You're watching players open their stuff. George Hill came up to my booth. He spent a bunch of money with us. He's walking around the show. Most people didn't even know who he was. I had a half-hour conversation with this guy, and we're talking about how he invests in certain rookies. And then he says the biggest thing for him is the quality of the organization. He brought up your guy, Acuff. He said, I love this kid. He's unbelievable. Organization, poison, toxic. Can't do it.
Sure.
No, wants nothing to do with it.
Sure.
Nothing to do with him.
How does this industry compare to the memorabilia industry?
Memorabilia industry is slowed down tremendously. Years ago, it was very popular. Everybody wanted a Mickey Mantle ball, Ted Williams ball. Today, they still want stuff. Me specifically, I love game use stuff. I love stuff that the player wore in the game. That's what I love. But the memorabilia business is not nearly as big.
Okay. So, but also, you'll never believe the stories and what people have and what they own. You just think of how many people live in the United States. His dad had a couple Mantle rookies. You met a guy out here beyond the booth who had a Mantle. But think about someone dies. I give this to my kid. What you do, you come right to someone's house. I mean, imagine the conversations you have, or you can just reach out to someone on social media. I inherited 3 Jordan rookies. I have a Jordan game worn jersey. I have sneakers, whatever. The stuff that's out there is incredible, and you never think about it, but it just pops up with the stories you must hear every single day.
Happened on Wednesday to me. I was sitting. We had our team dinner on Wednesday. I was aggravated. The Uber, 30-minute wait. I said, screw it. I'm going across the street to have a drink. I go across. There's one seat at the bar. It's me and this old fella and a nice working woman. And the guy starts talking about collectibles. So I interject. I start talking to him. Guess what? Not only is the guy personal friends with some folks here at the network, he's a VSiN listener. We had a great conversation about stuff that he had. He was a PR guy for an NBA team. And his best friend is a team photographer for an NBA and an NHL team. Now we're deep in the conversation. He's telling me about the stuff that he has. This guy has championship rings, game-worn jerseys of Hall of Famers, player-issued sneakers of some of the biggest names in all of sports. And it's just over a random conversation at the bar, and the guy's never known what to do with it or how to sell it. He just happened to bump into a guy who's on the sell side.
Okay.
And we had a meeting on Saturday night at 10 o'clock. The guy went to the Cubs game, drove all the way to Rosemont. We're having a meeting in the hotel room at 10 o'clock at night on Saturday, looking at all his stuff. He brought it there, figuring out a liquidation plan.
How's he going to proceed?
We're going to have another meeting to start discussing the authenticity of some of his things. We got a photo match, the shoes, the jerseys. It's a long process.
If it's all legit, ballpark what he's sitting on here. Can you?
$500,000 minimum.
Right.
It's just been in his closet.
Just doesn't know what to do with it. Just sitting there. Yeah.
How many calls do you get where the kid doesn't know or wants anything to do with it and wants to cash out, but it was dad's hobby and he loved it, and now the kid inherited all the cards?
All the time. All the time. I was standing at a guy's booth. He's bringing these Jordan inserts out left and right, rare stuff. I look at the guy. I go, where the hell did you get all this? He said, a kid I've known all my life. His dad passed away. The kid didn't know he was into cards. The kid's not into cards. It's all over the garage. The kid said, look, I just want 10 grand to get this stuff out of here. The guy starts looking through the box. He thinks it's $1.5 million worth of stuff. Paid him 10 grand. The kid couldn't wait to get it out of his garage. And now the guy just made a life-changing score.
What would you do in a spot like that? Would you?
Oh, you got to bring him back. I can't do it. You got to come back and give the guy money. You got to tell him what he's got.
Right. I mean, you got to at least say, pal, thank you for this offer. This is worth way more than $10,000.
Yeah, you got to say, look, let me quarterback the liquidation of this stuff, and give me a percentage to do it. We got to work. You
be a human being in that spot
do that
like
to
that.
a guy. It happened to us right before the National. We had a guy that's been coming in our store for about a year, just walking around, looking around. Never bought anything.
Really?
Just older guy, just kind of hanging out. Finally, out of nowhere, he says, hey, I'd like to talk to the owner. So I give a guy a call, and he said, John, my name's Art. I have a crazy collection. I live right behind your store. I'd like you to come and check it out. We go to the guy's house. Now, I think we're going to go in the front door, downstairs, whatever. This guy has a bunker in his backyard. Bunker, downstairs. We went downstairs, and the guy's a Vietnam War vet. This guy, he must be paranoid. He had a bunker downstairs. We go in. It was loaded. I sent Pauly the picture. It was unbelievable. Wall-to-wall autographs. If I said this guy had 20 Mickey Mantle autographs, I'm shooting low. He had cards. He has every Mantle from 51. He missed a 52, 51 to like 68. Every Hall of Fame rookie imaginable. And he's getting to the point where he's older and he needs to liquidate. But his memory's kind of going. He found 2 Dr. J rookies. He's like, oh, where'd you get those? I go, they were in your pile. He didn't remember he had them. Then as I'm going through all this stuff, I find a binder. Inside the binder was pictures of the guy with all the players and every item that he ever got signed. The guy forgot he had the binder. Now he's looking through and he's telling me about every one of these meetings. Oh my God, that was in Connecticut. This was here. I could have pulled the wool right over the guy's eyes. I said, no, I can't do that. I brought some of these cards, the 4 key cards. I brought them to Chicago, told him I'll pay the grading fee. Once we find out what they grade, we'll come back, we'll meet, and we'll come up with a price.
Well, you said something interesting during the break about these athletes they don't care. Like, how many times did Jordan say to the equipment guy, hey, here's a jersey, or here's my sneakers to the whatever, just throwing out jerseys, and the players don't care about the jerseys, but now how much those go for? This game-worn, game-used stuff is through the roof.
One of the guys made a bet with Jordan. He said, look, if you win the finals, I want your shoes. So it was 91 after the first one. Jordan was walking out of the building. He saw the guy. He took his shoes off. He signed them. Then he signed everyone thereafter. You can look it up at how much money the guy got. He sold, I think it was 6 pair of game-worn sneakers. Several $1 million.
Insane. Okay, so in terms of betting, is there a player right now, NBA or NFL, that you want a part of, like to win a Rookie of the Year or MVP?
Harper. I'm betting
6 Man of the Year
and Most Improved Player, because I don't. What happens if they get tired of Fox's nonsense?
Okay.
And he starts.
How many cards do you have of his right now?
A ton, but I've been betting him to win these awards on the back end of parlays. I mean, just keep stacking them up. Every bet that
is
I
that
make.
Right? Okay.
You think he's going to win one of them?
Guaranteed.
One's a 12 to 1, the other one's like 8 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does he not? He only averaged like 10 points a game last year in the regular season. Everybody forgets that. What if he goes to 20, 22 points?
That's very good. What if they do something with Fox eventually? Mm-hmm. His cards will soar, will they not?
Skyrocket. Because now he's a star next to Wembanyama.
We got to go. Dynamite as always. Promote whatever you want to promote here.
Oh, man, if you have cards, if you're into sports betting, anything, hit us up on Instagram, Sports Connection Cards. I will fly anywhere to take a look at what you have. We can do a FaceTime call. I can take a look and tell you what it's worth. If it's worth something, great. We'll be right out the next day.
Good. You're the man. Thanks for coming in. The college betting guide is out today. We'll get some best bets from Aaron Moore coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Huge day today. Deadline day in Major League Baseball for trades. We've talked about it a lot. Also, the college football betting guide is out. You can go get your hands on that bad boy as we speak. VSiN.com/subscribe. And right now, more on that as we go out to the progressive guest line. Aaron Moore, the professor, joins the program. Good afternoon, Aaron. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
Good, guys. Doing well. It's kind of busy, right? In the summer, you get the college football betting guide, while at the same time, we're trying to see who's trading for who and who are the Padres going to get at the last second.
Yep. No kidding. And they did get Casey Mize, by the way, for those of you just tuning in, at the last second from Detroit to go along with Robbie Ray earlier today. You have a nice mix of bets in the betting guide. Let's start with your national title winner. And I think it's a good point to make here about Texas. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm taking them to win the national championship, Mitch, at 7-1. There's 8-1 plus 750 is out there. And I'm handicapping it in a certain way where if you look at Ohio State at the top of the board, I just think they're overvalued. I think you're going a little bit on what Ohio State did a couple years ago. I think it's also Big Ten love that we see. And then we have Notre Dame coming in. They're going to get the wins. Maybe they get 11 wins, so they should be there. Now we're going to look at what happens next. And I think you have to go in terms of my handicap with Texas, because you're going to have 2 basic SEC teams. It's going to be Texas or Georgia, most likely to push for a national championship. With Ohio State, you also have to deal with Indiana, Oregon. So I just saw there was value on Texas. It sounds strange to say that there's value on the SEC, but maybe the Big Ten is a little bit overrated. And I like what Texas did. Obviously, they have the money to spend in NIL. They have Cam Cameron coming over from Auburn. He's going to help with Ryan Wingo. You have Arch Manning, who's not the same guy as last year. I think there's probably some hesitancy for people to back Texas because of the problems Manning had at the end of, or excuse me, the beginning of last season. Look at what he did at the end of last season. So you've got him as a veteran. You've got Hollywood Smothers as a running back. You have Will Muschamp coming in to take care of the defense. So it's not crazy to say Texas spent a lot of money, which they did. They have a ton of talent. But I just think from a value standpoint, you're getting the SEC team here because Notre Dame is going to get those wins. And I think Ohio State, in this case, is a little bit overrated.
Where does that number go if they're impressive and they beat the Buckeyes week 2?
Yeah, Pauly, I think these things are really correlated. You have to look at it, that if you've got Texas to win that game at home against Ohio State, Texas is a 1.5 favorite. That line is going to change dramatically. So if you like Texas at home and you're unsure about what to do for their national championship, I think you're going to like that plus 750. Now, at the same time, if they lose, they're still in the mix. Obviously, it's not an SEC game, but I like Texas to win at home against Ohio State. So I'm taking it now because, Pauly, those things really are correlated.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I thought this, I could be wrong. I thought the first place I saw this was years ago at the South Point with Chrissy Andrews. But now this is widely available, and I like it. Conference wins. How about Clemson under 5.5?
I love conference wins. When we talk about college football handicapping, you get such a big menu. You see that in the V's and Guide. I really focus on conference wins. I do it often because you can really look at schedule and you can break it down. So I took Clemson under 5.5 wins. You got to pay some juice here. You get it at minus 150, but I don't see them winning 6 games. And it's interesting, if you look at the Clemson schedule, they're at home against UNC. It's possible that UNC can pull that off. But then the second conference game of the season, they have to fly to California, come back and play Miami. So those first 3 games, it's possible that Clemson starts out 1-2. And I just don't see the wins coming for them at the end of the season. They've got Georgia Tech and Duke. In between, they have at Florida State and then go to Syracuse. So I like the conference wins to go over under. I like that market, Pauly, because you can really break it down based on travel. You can base it down on the week. So I took Clemson under that 5.5. Boy, I do not see them getting 6 ACC wins.
That's a very good catch by you, by the way. And you're right, that has expanded. A lot of books are offering that now, much like they're offering teams just to make the title game. And there's another team in this conference that you like this year, and I can't wait to hear why you're on SMU.
So in this case, Mitch, I took SMU plus 200. You get them 2-1 to make the ACC championship game. So I look at this bet as basically you're betting on SMU to be the second best ACC team. But if something crazy happens and Miami loses a couple games that we don't expect, you're still going to be able to cash this 2-1 ticket. And that's basically, if you're looking at it, Miami is not on their schedule. That's a big one. And I'm going to look in this situation, veteran quarterbacks. I think that's going to be a big talking point this season. SMU has Kevin Jennings, certainly a very good veteran QB. This bet is really the way I look at it. It's going to come down to the first 2 weeks of ACC play. You get SMU at Florida State right now. SMU is a 1.5 point favorite, so obviously that's close to a coin flip. And then they're home against Louisville. And in this case, Louisville is a 1.5 favorite. So once again, it is a coin flip. I look at it in this situation. If SMU can go 1-1, I like that bet. Obviously, if they go 2-0, it looks fantastic. So when you're looking at ACC, I think really you've got Miami heads and shoulders above everybody else. And then you want to try to find angles. You want to try to find bets to maybe get that second best team. And right now, it really looks like it's a neck and neck race between SMU and Louisville. ultimately I went with SMU because they're going to get Louisville at home.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Do you have a bet on the Heisman yet?
In this situation, I don't have a bet, Mitch. And if I look at it, I think if I was going to make it, it would be one of two bets. There's so many different quarterbacks right now we can throw out there. I don't like CJ Carr. And one of the reasons I don't like CJ Carr is, especially he's got that number of 7-1. I think there's going to be a little bit of a narrative knock against Notre Dame this year. They're going to win, but I don't think that schedule is really going to wow a lot of the voters. There's almost an expectation that Notre Dame wins 10, 11 games. So I think that's going to hurt Carr. Now, if I'm going to look at a bet, I would look at Arch Manning. I don't like a short number. I know a lot of times we want to really look at big numbers and hopefully some long shot comes in. I think this is Arch Manning's winning. This Heisman is his to win this year. If I had to go a little bit deeper, I think I would look at Malachi Toney as a running back for Miami, maybe just to go a little bit different from the quarterbacks, try to zig while everybody's zagging. But at this point, I don't have a bet.
Okay. That also ties into a season-long prop that you like with Carr, and I think this makes a lot of sense as well, based on what you were just saying.
Yeah, I took Carr, and this is something that you can get at FanDuel. I took him at under 2,875.5 passing yards. And the reason being is last year he had 2,741 passing yards. So you're going over what he did last year. And I just look at it in terms of what do I want to take a player under? Well, there's always going to be Notre Dame interest. People are going to bet Notre Dame. There are probably a lot of Notre Dame fans that want to see him get that number, so they'll bet the over. I always like to take the under in quarterbacks. You just never know. A series or two could really throw off a season-long total. And then when I look in this and CJ Carr in Notre Dame, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Navy. Probably 3 games they should win. It would certainly be a surprise if they lost, but I don't think they need a big offensive production from CJ Carr, so maybe his numbers go under. So if you look at something like a Notre Dame, you just always have to realize there's so much fan interest. There's so much public interest. So in this case, I'm going to take the under CJ Carr passing total.
Yeah. A lot of books are creative, and a lot of bookmakers and traders watch the show. How about a prop? You want to see, will a team with 3 losses make the playoff?
Yeah, Pauly, I think that would be interesting. There's a lot of prop derivatives that we get in college basketball in the tournament. Maybe let's look at it with college football. If you've got the SEC with another game within the conference this year, these teams are going to beat each other up. Not everybody's going to play a last place team. So you look at the depth of the Big Ten, you look at the depth of the SEC. I want to see, will a 3-loss team make the college football playoff? Think about last year. Alabama got the 3 losses. Everybody was going crazy. How could they do it? I think this movement of these teams in terms of the SEC and the Big Ten, the depth, you're going to possibly see 3 losses once you get in. So I think it's an interesting prop bet that we get a lot of these college basketball time. Bookmakers should maybe be a little bit more aggressive and do something like that for the college football playoffs.
Yeah, asking you, you shall receive potentially down the road for that one, Aaron. Great stuff here and also in the guide. Thanks so much, and best of luck with the season.
You too, guys. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Guide is out today.
Get the sucker. It's awesome.
vsin.com/subscribe. So good. Our in-pocket plays are coming up next, and this is a very strong comment from Tarek Skubal. Find out what he said next.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. 10 days ago, the Blue Jays lost in Fenway. It was 4-4 in the 8th. Boston got 2 runs across, and Toronto won the next night. They had a lot of success in Fenway, but not on that night for the graded.
That's one of the, when they won the next night, that was one of the 5 losses for the Red Sox going back.
Yeah. How about that? Daily specials, always a good look. Fun Market, DK, Will Hill, Caesars, Schlittler's, your short shot for most strikeouts. Only, 8 games? No Grand Slam, minus 180. No hitter, Grand Slam, yes, no. That's up every day. Most runs, highest scoring game, most strikeouts, always up there. WNBA, Liberty over tonight against the Storm, 182.5. 7 straight for the Liberty over, and 10 of 11 have gone over. And a 40-14 overrun for the entire league, not counting Golden State games. Picking up what John's putting down, you figure you got to cash one of these. Love Dylan Harper. Most improved, 10-1. 6th man of the year, 7-1. Good point about what if they get ticked off with Fox. There's something happens there as well. But Harper is so good, and he deserves more minutes. And I don't know why he didn't get more minutes in the finals as well. And that's probably why Mitch Johnson is on the clock. Okay. We couldn't really go a deep dive because the news broke right when we were on the air before vacation. 2 units, Sixers under 51.5 wins. Four reasons. Chemistry issues, and it will take time. They don't care about the regular season. Just get healthy and be ready for April. No tanking this year. There's no point to tank. That hurts, and this might be the deepest Eastern Conference of our lifetime. I mean, are the Wizards the 11th best team? There are 10 teams that are odds on to make the playoffs in the East.
First time in 30 years we can say it's better than the West.
Yeah, right. So, is your club, is Charlotte the 10 seed? Is Charlotte the 9th best team? I mean, who knows? But it shows you how deep that the conference is. So, no tanking, anti-tanking. The depth of the conference, it's going to take time. The only lock in sports, Embiid's always hurt. And I will point out that if LeBron doesn't play a lot and Embiid doesn't play a lot, then you're counting on Maxey, who I'm okay with. But Brown, who we just saw after they got eliminated and blew a 3-1 series lead, said it was the most enjoyable season of my career. Which, okay, everyone's got to buy in with this too. Good luck, everyone.
Don't you like their depth too, though? Got Philon from Arkansas. Kid's a player.
They got Puck Porty as well.
Brought in Simons. Yep. Dean Wade, KCP.
Dean Wade's a good move. He could play in center.
Is.
They could do that too.
Yeah.
But the East is stacked. And I just wonder how many times LeBron doesn't play, how many that miss a back-to-back. Embiid played 58 games the last 3 years. I mean, that's crazy.
Are they, when healthy, are they, talent-wise, are they the best team in the East?
I say the Knicks.
Yeah, I probably cannot go against the Knicks.
You got 4 guys who averaged 21 a game last year on that team. But everyone's got to buy in, though, too. We'll see how it goes. But I do think they'll be a force to be reckoned with, but it's going to take a couple months.
All right, a couple of bets here. I'm on the Astros tonight. Looks like I have some CLV at this point. We'll find out if it means anything. But I laid 26 cents today against the Blue Jays. Documented this earlier on the show. If you want to get in $1.33 right now, tread lightly because it's a deadline day, but still probably worth a bet. If I put it this way, if I did not bet minus 126 earlier, I'd still bet minus 133. I would not. There's a book with minus 145. I would not bet that. Like him in this spot tonight. Weird day for the Blue Jays, but people like the returns that they got overall. I like the Astros tonight. I'm taking a shot with Javier going. I don't love him, but they're red hot and the offense is cooking. And now, like, Alvarez is turning into Barry Bonds here this season. And give me the Guardians to win that division. 3 back of the White Sox. Great story in Chicago, obviously. But they made the move today for Joe Adell to help out the offense, and then getting Foster Griffin from Washington right before the deadline as well is a nice help. 3 really good starters now. So I'll take plus 255 to win that division.
All right. Football season is here. You believe it? We got a game Thursday. Hall of Fame game. Looking forward to that. And Sharp Money's already moving. Sharp Play sees it first. Exclusive data feeds from 4 major books. Thousands of sharp bettors and professional syndicates tracked in real time before the market moves. All of it filtered and sorted by version 6.0 with their AI model That's the machine. Now the receipts, every play logged, every result public. Go back to 2011. Live log since 2021. No one else in the industry runs one. Most records couldn't survive it. Sharp Plays record gets audited daily by their own haters. No steam chasing, no stale trends, no recycled plays. Reaching out to 500 bettors and sources worldwide across all sports. Sent out to subscribers in real time. Follow the Sharp Money at sharpplays.com.
A couple things here with Tarek Skubal. He told media today as the Dodgers are in Chicago now to play the Cubs. Cubs are up to plus 115 in this game. I might have to take a little Chicago here in this game tonight. Skubal said he was not consulted on any teams he would prefer to be traded to by the Tigers. He also added this quote, Pauly. Every team could trade for me. I don't sympathize with people that blame the Dodgers for anything they've done. It's a winning organization. I really don't sympathize with people that are complaining because the Dodgers do all the right things. End of quote.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning of that, every team could trade for me. Could they? They tried. In fact, I could be wrong. I'll buy the report. I think we're going to find out one day what the offer was from Milwaukee, and then it's going to be nitpicking about prospect versus prospect. I think once that comes out, we're going to find out that, yeah, their offer was better than the Dodgers' offer.
Well, tinfoil hat guy checking in, all that with we're not going to have baseball on time and how long. So if these players are going to say we're prepared to sit out April, these guys have got more money than you.
Of course.
These owners will wait you out. They'll say, okay, we'll see you in August then. Again, all these franchises are worth billions of dollars. I mean, it's the wake-up time what these things are worth.
Don't we kind of need to have a salary cap, though? God, I do not want to be in the owner's back pocket here at all, ever, when it comes to this.
Well,
but
are the Dodgers ruining Did the Yankees ruin baseball in the late 90s, early? I don't think so.
You know what, though? Here's the difference.
Are the Dodgers ruining baseball? I think it's more an indictment of what's around them.
Yeah, and
they are well. You can't kill them because of how they're well run and how they do things. But I think they also go for it. I wouldn't have picked up the phone. They're solid. You don't need to add Skubal. But again, I feel dirty placing the phone call. But was a better offer out there with Milwaukee? What are the other teams doing? I just find it bizarre that the Red Sox offered all this for Rutschman and then they couldn't get Skubal.
They probably gave up more.
For
Rutschman.
They did.
I would say that they did, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can also criticize Detroit, too.
Well, the problem is
ESPN gave them a D grade.
If you didn't like those Yankees teams, they were fun to root against and hate. I can see that. Also, here's the thing. A lot of those guys are homegrown.
They were.
Right? So
Jeter, Posada, Rivera. Bernie Williams, I think.
Give me the laundry list of players who are homegrown right now for the Dodgers. I mean, that's the part where it's like, well, they just go get whomever they want. I ran this down earlier at 1:30 Pacific time. It is not a good history. They're completely overhyped. They win every trade. I don't think there was one decent player in like their 4 or 5 biggest trades since 2008, the Manny Ramirez trade, that the other team actually got in return. And their, quote, best prospects since I went back to 2010, every year we hear about, oh, my God, what a farm system. No, it's not. It's completely overhyped because of the Dodgers. So, I don't know. And I just hope that. But here's why the Tigers not keep Skubal. Why they not give him the money? You can also blame.
It's a big market.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yes.
Tomorrow we're bringing back the pizzeria. What a great time. Look, if you have tickets on the Red Sox to win their division, playoff tickets to win the American League, we want to see them. I put together some cross-sport parlays over the weekend.
Oh, we did. When you were out, the Spain tickets. A lot of people capped off some parlays with Spain tickets.
Sure. Follow Luke on X, by the way. Luke, I'm blanking. At Luke DIV. At Luke DIV. You can tweet him. Also, you can email the show, ftm@vsin.com. Put your play in it. Put your name on it. And also your state where you're chiming in from. Tomorrow should be a great edition with all of these baseball numbers that were available and also with football coming up as well. Good to see you, man. Been a month.
Yeah. Some guys did that, too, in the guide. Parlaying teams to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Doing that. I mean, my God, Notre Dame, $8. Oh, incredible.
What was your highlight being off last week?
Cabana topless pool.
Mandalay?
Got that. And it's all set up. You were requested to go. The guy would like to meet you.
Okay.
He's good people from the Midwest.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. Well, we've been to that before though. There's topless. It's bizarre when you say.
I know.
Hey, these girls are topless. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Stay tuned. Prime time. The boys are back. Tim Murray, Matt Humans taking you through the entire evening tonight. Good luck with your bets. We'll see you.